All right, let's dive back into our penultimate chapter, chapter 16. I will tell you just a little. And at this point, remember, Uncle Henrik is about to tell Anne-Marie what's so important about this handkerchief. So listen clearly and understand how this was a really complex solution to an even more complex problem. How could a handkerchief be important? He set the filled pail aside and began to wash the cow's udder with a damp cloth. Very few people know about this, Anne-Marie, he said with a serious look. But the soldiers are so angry about the escaping Jews and the fact that they can't find it, that they've just started using trained dogs. They had dogs, the ones who stopped me on the path. Uncle Henrik nodded. The dogs are trained to sniff about and find where people are hidden. It happened just yesterday on 2 boats. Those damn dogs. They go right through dead fish to the human scent. We were all very, very worried. We thought it meant the end of the escape to Sweden by boat. It was Peter who took the problem to scientists and doctors. Some very fine minds have worked night and day trying to find a solution, and they have created a special drug. I don't know what it is, but it was in the handkerchief. It attracts the dogs, but when they sniff at it, it ruins their sense of smell. Imagine that. Anne-Marie remembered how the dogs had lunged at the handkerchief, smelled it, and then turned away. Now, thanks to Peter, we have such a handkerchief, each boat captain. When the soldiers board our boats, we will simply put the handkerchiefs out of our pockets. The Germans will probably think we all have bad colds. The dogs will sniff about, sniff the handkerchiefs we're holding, and then roam the boat and find nothing. They will smell nothing. Did they bring the dogs to your boats this morning? Yes, not 20 minutes after you had gone. I was about to pull away from the dock when the soldiers appeared and ordered me to halt. Then they came aboard, searched, and found nothing. By then, of course, I had the handkerchief. If I had not, well, his voice trailed off. He didn't finish the sentence. He didn't need to. If she had not found the packet where Mr. Rosen had dropped it, if she had not run through the woods, if the soldiers had not taken the basket, if she had not reached the boat in time, all of the ifs whirled in Anne-Marie's head. They're all safe in Sweden now, she asked. You're sure? Uncle Henrik stood and patted the cow's head. I saw them ashore. There were people waiting to take them to shelter. They are quite safe now. But what if the Nazis invade Sweden? Will the Rosens have to run away again? That won't happen. For reasons of their own, the Nazis want Sweden to remain free. It's very complicated. Anne-Marie's thoughts turned to her friends, hiding under the deck of the Ingeborg. It must have been awful for them, so many hours there, she murmured. Was it dark in the hiding place? Dark and cold and very cramped, and Mrs. Rosen was seasick. Even though we were not on the water very long, it's a short distance, you know. But they are courageous people, and none of that mattered when they stepped ashore. The air was fresh and cool in Sweden. The wind was blowing. The baby was beginning to wake as I said goodbye to them. I wonder if I will ever see Ellen again, Anne-Marie said sadly. You will, little one. You saved her life after all. Someday you will find her again. Someday the war will end, Uncle Henrik said. All wars do. Now then, he added, stretching. That was quite a milking lesson, was it not? Uncle Henrik, Anne-Marie shrieked and then began to laugh. Look, she pointed. The god of thunder has fallen into the milk pail. So, we've ended chapter 16. We found out a lot of the mysteries that we didn't know so far. Not everything, but Uncle Henrik promised to tell Anne-Marie just a little. In this case, her cow milking lesson turned out to not be so much of a cow milking lesson in the end. She learned a lot more about the people around her, about the dangers, about the solutions, and about her role in saving her best friend's life. And finally, we end with a bit of levity as Thor the kitten, the god of thunder, falls into the pail of milk. Well, I guess that kitty will have a nice big treat. Join me again for chapter 17 of Lois Lowry's Number the Stars in the next video.